Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Horizon Forbidden West for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Forbidden West is of course the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, a 2017 PlayStation exclusive, once was a PlayStation exclusive, now available on the PC as well. Categorized as a third-person action role-playing game, there are a lot of RPG elements and of course a lot of action that is tied to not only Zero Dawn but the entire series. Forbidden West follows up on what Zero Dawn laid the foundation for in terms of gameplay. You take control of Aloy and her continued quest to stop the corruption that is spreading throughout the planet. After discovering in Zero Dawn that she's actually a clone of a very famous scientist from the old world. So now you have to travel west into forbidden and unknown territory in hopes of trying to accomplish your goal. Thus far from what I've played in terms of the story, it's really a slow-going story. They really are taking their time, which is exactly what they did in the first game, where they really stretched out a lot of the narrative for a long period of time. But there were a lot of big reveals and revelations along the way, which made it feel mostly worthy of that pacing. Whereas now we feel like we should be, thrust into the action and what is going on, considering the fallout from Zero Dawn. But even though the story is taking its time, the action, general gameplay systems that were embedded in the original Horizon are right here, right now. Aloy can use her staff to execute melee attacks, be it light attacks that of course land weaker but come faster, or heavy attacks that of course are stronger but take longer to actually land, and of course could leave you open to an attack or a counterattack by not only machine enemies but also human enemies. Aloy is also equipped with a bow at the start. Depending on the bow that you pick up, the bow that you purchase, you will have different ammo types that are available with that bow. There are other tools that Aloy can pick up very early in the game, mind you, that came from the previous game, including the Tripcaster that lays down lines that if certain enemies run into them, they may be shocked or blown up. You can set traps that of course can blow up or even cause acidic damage. You can even grab something like a tether called the ropecaster that if you shoot an enemy that is flying, you can pull them down to the ground and tie them down, and that will allow for Aloy to attack those enemies. One of the biggest things about the gameplay system in terms of the battle and the combat from the first game that of course returns here is the fact that when you're taking on machines, the machines have certain weak points that when struck either debilitate an enemy or even decimate them completely. Stealth is mostly always an option, as well as you can hide in tall grass, wait for an enemy, you can lure an enemy by throwing a rock or something like that, and be able to do a silent kill. But depending on how strong the enemy, but sometimes those stealth attacks only knock off a bit of health instead of completely killing that enemy. Once again, as seen in the previous game, foraging, searching out craftable items is necessary in this game, as you will be crafting a lot of things. You will be rebuilding your stock of arrows, you'll be trying to expand your inventory pouches, so it is imperative that you hunt down and do as much as you can in terms of collecting craftable items. There are a lot of things to kind of take you off the beaten path when it comes to the main story. Beyond side missions, there are also activities like the recently added Machine Strike, that is a board game that is very intuitive and actually quite fun. It's no Fort Condor or Gwent, but it will probably have players experiencing it a lot more than I think a lot of people would have expected it to, because it's so well done. The hunting ranges come back, so you can do those for challenges and get some incredible items very early on in the game. There are even some hunting lodges and combat arenas. The skill tree is broken down a lot bigger this time than it was in the last time, with 6 different categories. And these skill trees, very early in the skill trees, unlock the Valor options, which are these Valor systems where, depending on which one you have equipped, could, say, for the first one that I unlocked, increases temporarily Aloy's ranged attacks. It's a very interesting system that can be activated once you get enough of the meter filled up. It's not detrimental to have in terms of gameplay and overcoming obstacles thus far, but it's something that I can tell, especially later on in the game, it will be detrimental in survival. There are also little things that are associated with the side quests that you do complete that may help you in the long run, like being able to upgrade your outfits, getting resources that will allow you to upgrade weapons and those outfits, and getting temporary boost when it comes to eating food. From a technical aspect, I haven't experienced that many technical glitches. I know I've seen a lot of people talk about graphical glitches, even some people talking about their PS4 and PS5s getting bricked from playing the game. I haven't had really any issues, thankfully. I have noticed there were moments here and there where hit detection was a little off. Overall, Horizon Forbidden West is really Zero Dawn, just bigger, grander, and really more profound. If you enjoyed the first game, if you enjoyed Zero Dawn and you just wanted more of that, to me Forbidden West really delivers that in spades. But I don't think it's going to be one of those revolutionary games that people are going to be talking about. It's going to be a system seller or generational standard that Zero Dawn was proclaimed to be. And even with that being stated, I don't know right now if I would say that you should rush out there and get it. It's a game that, once again, is more of the same in terms of what Zero Dawn provided. So if you can wait, if you feel like you can wait, if you feel like, hey, I experienced that, I can wait, I suggest that you do so. But if you're really excited and you really want to play a new Horizon game, this will not let you down. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Horizon Forbidden West for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now if you don't mind, I have a new bow and arrow set that I want to try out. And if a bunch of enemies come after me, I will be able to strike them down, maybe cause some corrosion, maybe set some on fire. And when the human enemies come after me, I'll do the same. And they'll have no choice but to say, "Oh Lordy."